What the heck is that? Yo, Chancho's about to be eaten off. Not the strange reaction. You like it?
You know I don't find that amusing.
What the heck? Just a little bit of witch playing around. Whoa! So, in case you haven't guessed this by now,
but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already.
Sure. Oh my.
You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
He's all scarred up. Whew. It's got a real gruesome look already.
So, later then.
See you later.
Whoa. Make out, Sesh. Very rough one. This already has a twisted beginning. And more butt, of course. Oh, luscious black hair. Oh wow, nice corset. With the choker. Very pagan. The nice accessories. Very witchy. Alright, welcome to Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This tutorial will introduce the game's core elements. Each message will be saved in the glossary, where you'll also find detailed information about world lore and gameplay mechanics. To disable tutorial messages, go to the option menu. End up doing that sometime. Alright, so circle is to jump, L2 is your witch senses. So you hold them and you go into witch senses, and things kind of highlight and show you what you can examine.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
Alright, so at this point you're rotating the camera with R. Got it. That's how you look around. You jump. Here we are is his keys. We have the keys, we need to unlock the door. It's a little loose, but if you slow it down, can I eat some cheeks? Can't eat that. The doors are actually located right here. But at this point in time, just kind of walking around using my witch senses, show you what it does. You can extinguish out and ignite with just a flick of the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. Alright, what else is over here? Says you toggle things.
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
Going around messing with her things. You just go on and check out Yennefer. Talk to Yennefer.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
Say I would have stayed.
I missed you a lot.
And I missed you, but we'll have plenty of time to make up for that. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women
Your face
I've known,
is already on.
you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
Oh, there's definitely some heavy emotions there. And of course, how you gonna do your makeup with no light? Huh? Huh, Yennefer? Just kidding. Alright. So let's go check out some of the other things around the room using our witch senses. A lot of lights in here to extinguish. That can just be a little bit boring. Of course, you could always extinguish the one red in the front. Pretty sure that's what that does. That little symbol tells you you can use your one of your abilities. And we've got perfume over here, looks like.
Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Geralt, stop fingering my toiletries.
Okay. I think that was a little joke. Hey, let's go take a look out on the balcony.
Shit. Mountain Pass is beautiful as ever.
A little blurry. Let's get out of its senses and take a nice, gorgeous look. Wow, this was really, really well done landscape view. Very pretty. Very, very detailed. I like the fine details. We got a little shimmer in the bushes. Mountain pass looks really nice. Well done. You can see very detailed ridges in the mountains, which is something I love. And I love like the foggy cloudiness. And then the birds out in the right hand corner. This just looks really well done. What are those stones? And those eyes got a cat-like eye and his little emblem. It even moves when he moves, which is really cool. A little bit more free looking. I think though, the hair in general, let's get a little bit of light on the back of that. Not to make a big deal out of the hair, but it's so flowy and it moves and it's done well. Like it actually moves when he moves and has a free flow to itself versus like stiff hair that doesn't move. In a lot of games I noticed that, and it kind of like, it's just little, I guess one of the little minor things that I pay attention to in games is whether or not the hair actually moves and there's like a natural sense to it, which I can appreciate the naturalness. He's got crinkles in his shirt. Very, very well done. So the door needs to be unlocked before you can exit, and then of course you've got these nice stone stairs and designs on the wall, which is really interesting and kind of adds to the overall feel. I think I really just like the design of the game. Okay.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course.
Those spikes, very well detailed. That was a nice shot too. I like the thought put into the game and the overall feel of the game. It's still very gameish, but it still looks
Guess she prefers practice to theory.
more natural.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too.
Damn it. Had her taking notes on ghouls and owl-ghouls. Wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand
So
that.
you guys watch
She
the
is to
video
become
clip,
one of us.
and I'm gonna go get
I'll
my
see you
lunch.
below.
Actually, breakfast, brunch, because it is lunchtime. It is my breakfast, which just chimed off in the back of me. I think there's some video options coming up here.
Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike. You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
with a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
There's dialogue option there. And I'm just gonna be over here watching with you guys and enjoying this lovely little cinematic.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Of course, you gotta mess with her
Exactly.
'cause she's little.
So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Sure, let's do that.
Of course. This a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
Beat you to the bottom.
Maybe if you fall.
Alright, so, boop. Press X to climb up. Of course, you can't let the little kid beat you. Oh, circle to jump.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps.
Okay. Oh, geez. Where am I
Siri, cut it out.
going? Uh-oh. Got some jumps and drops there. And not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I think she's gonna beat me. Oh, here. We run down here. Oh, there's a ladder here. I see. You can use it or fall, of course. There's always that.
Run into trouble?
Very loose.
Should I turn back and help you?
I win.
Beat
Your
you.
legs are longer. I'll show you yet. I just need to grow
Probably
a
could
bit.
have let her. So apparently, if you hold X while you're running, it'll sprint. And then you can just sprint your way down, of course. And there we go.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
Dialogue option, of course. Let's start with the fundamentals.
Should work on the basics. Even skilled masters need to hone the fundamentals, and Ciri's barely a novice.
There's like a very menacing look.
Draw your sword, Geralt!
Okay. Whew. Which must be fair to fight all foes of all kinds, be they plate-clad knights, ethereal wraths, or bone-crushing giants. To match the strengths and exploit the weaknesses of different enemies, Witchers need to use a variety of weapons and combat techniques. The core tools of their trade are their swords, one steel for fighting humans and non-humans, the other silver for slaying monsters. So when fighting monsters, a silver sword is needed. Witchers have also mastered a simple form of combat magic. These signs are not as powerful as the spells wielded by mages, but they can be cast very quickly with simple one-handed gestures, making them quite useful in the heat of combat. Witchers are also adept in basic alchemy. They can brew powerful potions, blade oils, and bombs, all of which give them a keen advantage when fighting stronger or faster foes. So Vesemir, draw your sword, Geralt. Well then. So to draw my sword, draw your sword. So drawing swords, you will press to the left on the D-pad, draw your sword, press R3 to select or deselect a target. When you have a target selected, all your attacks are directed toward it. You don't have to select the target during combat, but doing so can help you focus on a specific opponent. So, we're focusing on him. And 1, 2, and 3.
Give it order. Never lock your elbow when striking.
Strong attacks.
Position, Ciri. Footwork. Remember.
Now, dodge. And dodge. Which you're doing that with circle to dodge. In the right hand corner, they give you all the options. So now they want you to roll out of the way. And you choose a direction. So you'll press L and press X at the same time.
Slow as a fly
gives you the
dropped
option
in
to roll out of the way.
Do it again.
Roll out of the way.
Parry. Ciri, see how Geralt holds his sword? Attack.
You hold L2 to parry attacks.
Fighting a stupid dummy.
Pretend now, live later. Riposte! Strike! Counter-strike!
Just before your opponent strikes, you press L2 to perform a counter strike. Press it.
Maybe a storm's coming. What now?
Wait for it, wait for it. He's attacking. L2. Wait for it. He's attacking. And parry.
Now, young lady, Bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches' signs.
Alright, L1.
Let's start with
So,
Gwent.
your Quinn sign. You press X to activate it. Press L1, press X to activate it. And... oh, okay, I guess they want me to cast it. Okay, so R2 cast the sign.
Who's next? Tomfoolery! Enough! Yeah!
Is it not on Quinn? There it goes.
Siri, Gwen is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully to see why.
The Quinn sign protects you against damage and certain critical effects. So then we move
Cast
forward.
Igni, Geralt. I want to see sparks fly.
So to move, you'll have to use the L to actually go up to the symbol. It's something I missed prior to, so I think that might be a little bit easier to miss because typically I'm used to moving the right hand stick to select things, so this one is a little different. And then, of course, he's egging you to do something.
If not for the Gwen sign, I'd be aflame by now. All right, Geralt, come on.
And he's on fire. And we're casting the Ard sign.
What the blazes are you doing? See that, Siri? Ard will knock anyone or anything off balance. Time for Axie. Damn it. I hate this feeling.
Cast it.
Axie can really
Disorient.
muddle your mind. Come on! At her to know. Show her, Geralt.
Ow.
Stop showing off, Geralt. See this, Siri? Couldn't move if I wanted to.
Now.
Throw a bomb. Don't worry, Siri. Gwen will dampen the blow.
Throw a bomb. So you can select bombs from this menu as well. And of course I'd back up.
Come on! What the blazes are you doing?
It's not allowing me to throw bombs, right? Ah, so the same one you attack with a sword is how you throw the bomb. Alright. Stand in the spot indicated in the mini map. Stand there. And you select your target. Hold R1 at one of the highlighted. Okay.
Had enough?
Throw the bomb. It says the combat tutorial is now over. If you want to, you can continue training with Vesna. Stop training, simply shoot your sword.
Fine! Enough! Continue training at will. Shit! Ha!
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Siri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
You're like really mean to this little girl.
Find that helmet.
Like tough style of
Siri?
mentoring.
I'll make sure to find every last blade for you.
And now,
What the? Vesemir.
Shit.
Aviana will take this, and you, White Wolf.
This guy.
No!
All right. Ah, breakfast is good.
You all right?
Very good.
Had a nightmare.
About?
Cheddar bratwurst,
Take forever to explain.
honey mustard, and a bit of ketchup.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the
What's
guest
more
room at
dialogue?
Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in a tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
I know we will. That's not what worries me. You've seen her tracks. She's at full gallop all the time. Breakneck speed through wildlands, devastated battlefields. She's in a hurry to get somewhere. Or fleeing something. Either way, it means trouble of some sort.
Be surprised if she wasn't in trouble. She's always poked her nose in beehives. Courtly intrigues here, mages' conspiracies there. What do you expect?
Don't know. Guess I thought once we were finally reunited, things would be calm. At least for a while.
Calm? With Yennefer?
The
Good luck.
details on the mustache, though. And the beard. Looks like he has a lot of nose hair from this angle. He's got, like, bushy nose hair. Okay.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character.
Alright, quite the character that one is.
Didn't end well, did it? Your dream.
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. How about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand. At least I think I do. Maybe not entirely, but perhaps that's for the best.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it.
Alright, here's your
Smell it.
first chance to do
Ghouls.
combat. Okay, life on the continent and in the skillage. Isles is nasty. Brutish and short. What? Life on the continent and in the Skillage Isles is nasty. Skillage Isles is nasty, brutish and short. Okay, got it. That's the life. War lays waste to the land, and those it spares live in fear of the countless monsters lurking outside every town and village. Monsters are shown with a silver health bar above their heads, indicating that you should fight them with your silver sword. So, right, silver sword is already out. Not understanding. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong thing. That's what happened. But I can forget how to actually. Oh, there we go. There it is. Of course, just the way through these guys.
Of course, when armies pass,
Playing
necrophages follow.
You
Let's go
can
before
regenerate
any more
vitality by eating or drinking or by meditating for at least 1 hour. How do you meditate? While playing on the Blood and Broken Bones and Death March difficulty levels, meditation does not regenerate vitality. Food and drink can be placed in your consumable slot for use during combat. Press up or down on the D-pad to consume them and regenerate vitality. You have some food equipped in your upper consumable. Press up now to eat it and regenerate a portion of your vitality. Now, my big question is, what is your actual vitality? I'm assuming that's just your health bar, the red one. And so since I haven't really had any issues with it, so we will just take all of this. So this is certainly a looting game. And when I don't know much about a game, which I don't know much about this game, I was just looking up some of the reviews saying that it's a really well-made game. So, there we go. Let's calm down a bit there. So, I'm going to loot everything. I'm not even sure if eventually the looting...
Bird skull and black crystal. Why do I think this is Yen's?
Alright, so apparently we found something from Yen. Let's check this out over here. And of course there's like in the right hand corner on the map there are little leaf icons symbolizing plants that you can collect in the game, and I'm sure they have their different various effects as far as alchemy goes and perhaps potion creating. So we'll collect some of those, but they're probably everywhere. Seems like they are. But let's just get ourselves a start of these collectibles. And so we walk up to Roach, which is a lovely name for a horse. Roach.
Ever tell you about
Climb
this
on
sorcerer
top
I
of
knew?
your horse.
Couldn't stop talking about how
To
useful they
have
are as
Roach come
creatures.
to you, you can press L3. Luckily, Gerald can always count on his horse Roach to help him in his travels, so you don't lose your horse. They must trek across wide valleys, climb over high mountain peaks, and trudge through thick bogs. Witcher spends most of their time on the road, and so okay, whatever. So basically, your horse is
Because you
your
can brew
best
potions from their
companion.
blood.
No,
And you can
because by
hold
eating
X
rotting corpses they
to
prevent
get your
epidemics.
horse to go a bit faster.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No, really upset him too.
You hold X
His
to
theory
canter.
collapsed.
And I guess this gives you the option where you don't actually have to, you don't actually have to
War's not
steer the
exactly
horse.
going
You
our
just
way.
hold X
We have
and
a side.
the
northern
horse will,
realms.
oh, dead bodies.
Radovid's
Okay.
realms, don't you mean?
Very
Temeria
old
and
school
Denver
hang
no
'em.
more.
Radovid's
Kill.
pledged to restore the
This
old
place looks like
borders.
it's been through a
Soon
lot
as
of
he
battles.
wins the war.
Believe that?
People are
Gotta believe something.
in woe.
That's what keeps us going.
Very disastrous looking. So I'm just holding X. I'm not pressing on any of my directional sticks to move anything. So no L3, no R3. The directional pads are not being utilized at all during this. I'm just holding X, and he seems to follow along the path. If you double press X, he'll gallop, which I'll show you right after this cutscene. So sometime
going?
later.
Help me! Help!
the tutorial itself is very informative. Oh geez, what's going on here? That is a giant creature. Ooh. Smacking on a horse, huh? Half the horses removing the safety detail in the game. It looks to me like a griffin by the tail, wings, and eagle front. And it's taking its snack with it. Says screw you, I'm taking my snack. Okay. I'm still really loving the fact that his accessories move around. Uh-oh, we got a wound.
How's it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
There's this guy. He looks kind of funny. But
God, that
in the
was
game,
close.
he's actually quite
I
useful.
was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Clearly,
Provided
he's got a
you got
caravan, so he's
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat
going
it
to be able to
alive,
offer you
piece by
some
piece.
items to purchase.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
So, should we ask him, or should we just help him? Let's help.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw. Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black
Of course,
hair.
this leaves you
Seen
very
anyone like that?
interactive with
No,
the cinematics
but
and the movies.
There's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there. Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Ah, beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's
So
go.
rye is apparently their drink choice. And there's Roach just waiting patiently.
That's it, Roach.
And so now, like I said, you hold X, you do the canter, you don't have to actually steer the horse
So, a
As
griffin this
long
close to the village?
as
Strange.
you
I thought
stay
exactly.
on the
From the
path.
forest to
of
the
course.
mountain, sure.
Then
but
if you
here,
want to gallop,
near the
you
main
just press
road.
X
Maybe it's
twice,
the war.
and then hold
Corpses
X,
everywhere,
and
the stench
it'll-
of blood, burnt flesh.
Roach will gallop.
Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
So, populated areas. You're near a village, don't disturb the peace. Remember, town guards and hired watchmen won't tolerate theft and also won't look kindly on you accosting others. Local residents often erect notice boards near settlements such as villages and cities. These are marked on your map. Examine them to learn about contracts, work for witchers, and local happenings.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should
Oh,
leave as
fast
soon
it.
as we learn it.
Past it. So here you can canter. You don't want to go too fast. If we just park our horse under here, of course it immediately goes into cutscene if I'm jumping off horse. Okay. Oh, look at those lovely glass. Those lovely mugs. Oh. She doesn't look. Seems like there's a lot of drunks here.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nif Guards now.
My arse it is.
Apparently there's an argument over whether it's Nif Guard or Teneries. She's very sweet to take it down just to prevent trouble. It seems like, anyway.
Witches?
Alright. Oh, look at those tats.
I'll not
I mean,
drink
really,
with
there's a
those
lot
freaks.
of detail into this. I'm guessing the flowers are to brighten up the
No
place.
need. We're used to it.
Seems very kiddish, if you ask me. For this
Folk are jumping
particular
around
place.
here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the
course.
pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
I'm not really sure why it
How
looks
is
so
he?
kitty.
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
Like, what is that weird chandelier piece hanging? Like, some kind of weird, strange design hanging there. It looks like it's made out of all kinds of flowers. And then up on the wall on the right, you see, like, flowers on... It kind of looks a little kitty to me. For a place where people are getting wasted. But I do like the fact that there's, like, food down in the corner. It's got, like, the wax spilled everywhere from the hot candles. And it does really have, like, a very wooden, oldish... I used the land to make this place feel, which I appreciate. Okay, so dialogue shops. Options marked with the coin bag will open the shop panel. Okay? So, it says looking for a woman. Show me what you got. Pretty busy place. There a contract on the griffin. So, let's first ask her
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired,
about
violet eyes,
the actual
dresses in
mission
black
here,
and
where
white,
we're trying to track down our
riding in from
friend.
Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially
Of
hard
course,
to forget
but-
this one.
In the window, which is
Plenty of
pretty
travellers
funny.
about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Alright, so dialogue ending conversations, dialogue options marked with the speech bubble, and an X will end the conversation. Okay, so we can check out what she's got, or we can end the conversation, or we can ask about the griffin. We could go
Show me what you
got.
got behind the counter.
And that'll show what's in the shop, which you have 250 coin. You get more if you tell the guy to actually give you some coin, but I'm sure that you'll find more stuff throughout the game. She doesn't really have a whole bunch of things, but it's pretty decent for what it is. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I believe these are my items, and over here to the right gives me her items and the things I can buy, but she still doesn't have a whole bunch of things, but it's more than what I have, right? And then there's these play cards for a game that's going to be introduced later on, and we'll get into that. So let's go with well, we have plenty of food. It's an alchemy ingredient. Oh, she's a lot of alchemy ingredients. Food and drink, which seems about normal considering and of course potatoes, plums, and different foods that you could eat. And it looks like you can tell the strength of the items based off of their vitality, regeneration, and what they do during combat, and as well as their 10-second effects, 5-second effects. It looks like for now 10-second and 5-second effects. I'm not sure if there's a longer duration for effects, because like I said, I'm fairly new to the game. Haven't actually played through the game, though I have started it before, haven't really played the game. I've gotten as far as the griffin and dealing with that. So obviously there's an option to take contract for a griffin. It says so in the dialogue, but tracking down who's going to pay for that and all of that is probably something that we'll have to find out later on in the game. I'll
There a
just click
contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Spoken like a true witcher. Alright. Thanks for everything.
Thanks.
Say goodbye to her.
For everything. Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Okay, so from here, you have the option
Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure.
talking
Better that than
to
burning the harvest.
villagers inside
Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking out
to
them lines, eh?
find out information for
around their patch,
Yennefer,
mate. Give
whom
it to
your
their own.
character is trying to track down. So you can talk to peasants, of course. These guys are labeled as peasants.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
And of course, you're not welcome because you're a witcher. You're kind of half like, half not liked. And most people don't really like you, I guess. Options marked with this symbol will use the sign of the Axis. So that's the Axis symbol. This sign influences people's minds, causing them to act according to your will. To charm more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist during a conversation, invest in the delusion ability in the character panel. So apparently in the character panel, you can upgrade your abilities. You can say just want to talk, or you can use, your powers. So here, you can hit continue and go down to either, just want to talk now, using axes to force them, or you can, end the dialogue. So here, I'm going to use,
Woman dressed in black and white.
which I
Seen her?
received 25
Talk.
experience points using Axie on.
Folks say the lady
this
rode
gentleman.
through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh. And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
And of course that ends the dialogue. And you can go talk to more travelers.
There are
And
4
see.
factions.
For what?
Factions!
There's
Teams,
a very
suits,
angry
similar
cat.
to clubs and spades, except each suit
Talk to this guy.
Looking for a woman.
like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies.
Of course,
It'll
this
lift
guy's
your
very
spirits.
inviting. So you have the option to tell him that you don't want to have the drink, you're not in the mood, and that you do want to have the drink, or let's get to the point. So, let's have a drink.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
And there's the drink.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
None of your business.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
Okay, so we've got information. Of course, there's always the option to come over and talk to people anyway. Looks like there's a card game here. And you talk to the scholar.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not?
He seems very
Aldert
upset.
Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia. Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war? What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
And of course, he doesn't give you much information, but you can continue to
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a
question
scholar.
him.
Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Okay. So, you could tell him, go back to your books while you still can, or write about the war. What's it really like? Gotta keep it a little bitter.
Take my advice. Go back to your books while you can. War's no game. No faculty meetings to attend. No tenure to gain. End notes to compile. First soldier you see'll kill you.
Why would he do that? Me? A neutral civilian? A scholar?
Boots.
Come again?
He'll kill you for your boots.
Alright. You can continue to
War
ask
reached
him.
Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's
Of course,
choked
there are
on
a lot
that
of
bone.
dialogue
True.
options for this guy.
We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
And, of course, that ends the dialogue options, and now we say
Gotta
farewell.
go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Alright, so you hit this, and this will play a game of Gwent.
Why not?
Splendid! Here's how it's done.
Okay, do you want to begin the Gwent tutorial? We hit yes, and we start the Gwent tutorial. Gwent is an ancient Dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals, and cards are their forces. So, you will go first. And to begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use these wisely. Alright, unit card strength. This is a unit card. The number in the upper left corner indicates its strength. Right, okay, when placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the players who placed it. This is the unit's combat row icon. This icon indicates the row on the battlefield where the card can be played. The third one down, it says some unit cards have special abilities. This K20 Siege Expert's special ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all units in the same row. Okay, you gotta recalibrate the arm by 5 degrees. Do you know? Do what by the what now? Do what by the what now? Okay. Adds +1 to all units in the row. That little plus symbol there, which is really cool, and the one above obviously tells the type. So let's go continue. Whether cards are type of special card, they reduce all strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. Okay, at the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw, but let's skip that for now and go straight to playing. Okay, so the round starts. The battlefield. Here's the battlefield. This is your side. That's your opponent's side. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability, which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger the special ability at any point by pressing square. Okay, please press X to select a card from your hand. Press X again to place it on the battlefield. Alright, cool. So it is now officially my turn to pick a card, and of course what I'm going to do is, let's start out with getting rid of a poopy card. So I've bled for Redania. I've killed for Redania. Damn it, I've even raped for Redania. Wow, that's pretty terrible. Redania, foot soldier. Okay, let's apply him. He's our weakest card. Alright, the number on the left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of a round, the player with the highest total strength wins. So the purpose is to maximize your strength as much as possible. Okay, during your turn, you can pass by holding triangle. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you are confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. Okay, how many rounds? A round ends once both players have passed. Player then compares the total strength of their unit to determine the winner. All cards in the battlefield are discarded, and both players' total strength is reset to 0. Okay, opponent's turn. And my opponent has placed a number 2 down, of course, defeating my number 1. Okay. And now we go to the next possible play, which I'm still finding quite confusing. But let's try. This guy basically has the same effect, but we're going to make him a little bigger. Okay, we're on the same side of Witcher. You'll realize this one day. Oh, jeez. And apply it. And now we have another sword of 4. So he's got 2 and 4, and I've got 1 and 5, which makes us equal. Now we'll skip down to a very decent archer. Well, you know, let's jump up. Let's go with this guy here. And we'll place him down. And now we are dead even. And it looks like he's just matching me piece by piece. So, let's throw this out here. Alright, now I am somewhat in the lead. So let's throw this down here and see how that works out. I'm still not understanding exactly how the round ends, but You gotta recalibrate the arm by 5 degrees. Do what by the what now? Let's place that guy down. Who gives me the option to really boost and get an awesome... Alright, so now... Now when it's my turn, which gave him the upper hand. Which didn't make sense to me, to be quite honest. But now I'm in the lead. And I'll pass. Well, let's just play that one. And that's clearly got to go to the next one. And so now... Oh, he winds up trumping. Okay, the player who loses the round also loses the life gem. The game is over once a player has lost both life gems. Your opponent has won the round. Okay, with the 10. And... Okay. Not really sure what just happened there, but that is...
Well, it's not a game for everyone. Requires an analytical mind. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Okay. And that is your basic gameplay as far as this first section.
Done drinking.
And of course, it's gotta be a little bit of rowdy trouble.
Don't want your kind here.
Oh, little kitty. Oh my gosh. Can't believe this is happening.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course no. You done nothing.
Horson's working witchcraft. Get him!
So there is no option. But if you just not... Alright. You can't loot these guys, of course, because they're wasted and they're not actually dead. And that guy's confused. But picking the Axie option makes it where you only have to knock out 2 people, which is pretty nice. Then you can mount your horse and be on your way. These horses kind of blocking me. Alright. Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers. Right. So, we'll hit the options menu, and we'll save the game. And now we can save here. Right, it'll show you when to override the save data. Oh, I already have prior to. So I'll manually save and create another load option for myself here. And of course you can resume the game. Like I said, there's lots of flowers and different ingredients that you can pick up in the game. Holding X you can canter, you double tap, go gallop, try to be mindful of bumping into people because that does happen a lot in the game, and the horse sometimes will go off the path. So just to really understand that if there's breakage in the path, which is something that kind of bugs me a little bit about the game, that it doesn't always stay on the path. I'm galloping here, so galloping isn't the issue. I'm not needing to like force the horse to go a certain way, but you do have to direct the horse to some degree. Like on a tiny path like this one. There we go. And now the horse is starting to... Alright, so... Danger! The number on the left of an enemy's health bar shows its level. If it is red or marked with a skull, it means the enemy is much stronger than you. In such cases, it's better to turn back, arm yourself suitably, and gain a few levels before engaging in combat. So, we don't want to fight this guy. So run back. And your horse has a fear level, which, if you just continue to get away from this guy, he'll eventually leave you alone. He's not going to follow you out. But you do need to actually go in there, so...
That's it, Roach.
What you do is you hold circle to dismount. Sheath your weapon, pull out your silver sword if you wish. In the event that you would need a fight at least a little bit. Honestly, you'll have no reason to use this. You'll just be dodging and going around this guy. Oh, so you're actually supposed to go around him. But you can loot this guy now. Let's jump up here. And this guy is clearly and obviously dead. You can maybe sneak around to not have to fight this guy. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, he has teleportation abilities which you don't want to mess with. Alright, cool. So we'll just keep getting out of the way. He's much stronger than me. And let's go like this.
Faster.
You don't want to end up having to fight that guy. And in order to avoid him, you are going to have to kind of go around, which is a little messy, but there you are. Go around. Not a big deal. Fix our camera here so we can actually see where we're going. And we'll just go around this guy. That way we don't have to fight with it. I think the purpose of that is so that you can see there are places that you can draw power from. Of course, you have to get a little bit stronger, so perhaps defeating the Griffin contract will allow for that. Of course, you can bump into people all you wish. They kind of... So you stay on course here. And there's wolves. And it looks like there's some pretty good loot, so let's dismount and go check out the wolves. Pulling out the silver. Of course, here comes the battle. Careful. So let's dodge out of the way because these wolves are fairly quick. Gas clouds in swampy areas are poisonous. Here you can see all buffs currently affecting your character. So let's get out of the gas. That way we're not... Glass clouds are highly flammable. Ignite them, they will explode in a fiery burst. Ooh, interesting. So, of course, okay. Deals fire damage. Which one deals fire damage? Magic Trap, Igni. So let's activate Igni. And of course, we're gonna go this way. And there's the gas and Igni. Oh, gotta wait for the bar to fill back up, which was a waste of time. Okay. There we go. Let's hit him in the butt. Come on, Woofy. Come on, Woofy. Oh. Doesn't really do much. But you can blast. Alright, I was gonna try to, like, blast him. And sorry for little wolves, because I do actually really like them. But I will take your hide. And I will be looting this. Lots of loot over here. And what you're seeing is me just pressing triangle and I'm taking all of it. Looks like someone's carriage was attacked by wolves based off of this. Or no, that could possibly, yeah, that looks more like wolves than our giant predator friend. But yep, there's a lot going on over here. And of course very gory and bloody and painted with red. Roach, let's back on Roach. And we'll get back to where we were headed.
Where did the cry hit you?
Dismount. Heading upstairs. Okay. Of course,
Military
I gotta give you the shakedown.
No locals allowed without the express consent of the garrison commander.
I look like a local to you?
You look like trouble.
Dead wrong. I make trouble go away. I'm a witcher.
A witcher? Captain Peter Sugwin Levy is in the tower. Turn right, past the
As
gate.
if they couldn't tell he was a witcher. Everyone else in the prior town knows he's a witcher, except these guys.
Huh. You black ones aren't so scary after all. Can even be nice if you want to.
Don't get accustomed, Nordling. To the tower. Go.
Of course, you can come here for status effects. So if you use this, it temporarily upgrades
women
your
bathe but once every
sword.
3
You can also come here, and it's going to enhance your armor for a short period of time, and you will see a final message telling you that the item has been enhanced.
Nordling.
You can take those, and there it goes. That one was giving some trouble. There is a craftsman can craft a variety of items for you for a small fee, of course. Blacksmiths forge weapons, armorers make armor. You find a crafting diagram, take it to the craftsman of the right type and level skill to have them craft items for you. Alright, cool.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
Look at my hands. Look. See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Temerians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
I summoned only the Elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf. You are too tall to be him.
Very perceptive of you. Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Vatgern. This explains why I did not hear your footsteps. What do you seek here?
Yennefer of Vengerberg. Where was she headed?
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
There is a griffin in the area. Slay it. And then I shall see what I can do.
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there, 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. They only recognized them because they wore our plate. Since then, the griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone this will not be easy. What do you require?
He's got like a big sun chain. This guy's really decked out. Gotta gather a specific herb, could use some information about the griffin.
I'll need bait, a specific herb, buckthorn. Scent should lure the griffin from 10 miles off.
Buckthorn? I do not know this. But I am not yet fluent in the common tongue.
Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
No. First came idioms. Don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
Need more information about this griffin. Its sex, why it's abandoned its lair.
Shall I bring you witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know. I need to go where your men died. Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
Mislav. He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
Alright, and now you have all the information, so you say
Tamira and
this so long.
Mislav. Thanks.
Es sunt Yachten.
Alright, active objective. If your current quest has more than one objective, you can choose which objective is tracked by pressing R3. Which I think is a good way to wrap up this first part. We finally have made it to the Nif Guards, and there's a lot to take up here as far as herbs. You can take quite a bit, and they have... You can take all of that. Of course, they're very hostile, so careful what you press. You do have the option of stealing items. So, hold on, let's grab this and head up to here. So there is a guy standing there. He walks away. Blah, blah, blah. There's another guy coming up here. And he's walking by, staring at you, of course, because they're very strange. They have like this really, I don't give a fuck about anybody look. And then you can take from them without being seen. But should you, in the event, stand in front of someone and loot, it's going to tell you guards won't tolerate theft, to be careful, and hit circle to just exit out of there. But now everyone is alerted, so you don't want to steal while you can be seen. So you do have the option to steal. Now, you'll leave out of here. Careful not to go across this bridge, because this bridge actually has openings that are difficult to get across. If you want to take a much easier route, I would head down stairs and hop onto your lovely horse roach. That says Fast travel. One signpost allow you to travel directly from one location to another. Walk up to a signpost and then press X to fast travel, which this can be cool, but it's also limited in the fact that you can only fast travel when you are near a post. You won't be able to fast travel otherwise, which is something that kind of sucks about the game, but it is not that bad because it doesn't really offer you the option of fast travel on this expansive map. Okay, what you can also do is, if for any reason, let's say you lose track of your horse Roach, you get a long distance away from him, you press L3, you have to press it twice, and Roach will appear miraculously out of nowhere, which is pretty cool. And then you just mount your horse and continue forward. Also, if you notice the left-hand corner down here, there's some options for bread and water, which are the two things that I have set.
Come on now.
There's like some kind of a barrier here, which is really messing with me.
Let's go.
Try to go around whatever this false barrier is. It's really weird. Yeah, there's like a barrier here. It's very weird. All these bridges have barriers. Let's try dismounting and see if I'm allowed passage through walk. For some reason, it's not letting him pass over the barriers. That is really weird. The bridges are acting like barriers, but and now my horse can come with me. It's kind of ridiculous. And there's a merchant here, which you can talk to this merchant.
What happened?
Monsters! Monsters from the swamp! Folk said the road was fraught with peril, but I wouldn't listen. Got my comeuppance now.
Less moaning, more details. What happened, and how can I help? And remember, I don't work for free. Witcher's code and all.
Well, was on my way to the Black Ones to trade. Suddenly my horse got spooked, ran clear off the road. We hit a bump, I went flying and the horse and cart rolled on. Then I heard bubbling, neighing, slurping. Something came out from the muck, devoured Asher, hooves and all. No doubt my goods are still on the cart, but I'm too afeard to go and see. Thought maybe you... I'm most concerned about a little box. Bring it to me. I beg you.
Okay, fine, I'll find your box.
Fine,
to accept the mission.
Let you know if I find that box.
And of course, now here it says when one of the quests is updated, a notification will appear on the left side of the screen. If you're not currently tracking the updated quest, you can press R3 to start tracking it. So, when you press R3, this precious cargo, which is going to find where the cart left. So here, you go back to this area over here, and head in here, and begin to see what has happened in this area. Of course, you can take ingredients, and there you have tracks. So you may follow these tracks to loot. You can examine what's happening.
Cart tracks. Rode off into the swamp.
And follow through here. Of course, probably a good idea
Here's
to
the
get your
cart.
silver sword out. And there's these creatures here, drowners. Ah. Oh my god. You can kill them fairly quickly depending on how difficult the settings are. If you press up, you'll eat some of your food, which will allow your health to regen. And then of course you can loot after each kill. I don't know what Drowner's Brain does, but it's monster blood, Drowner's Brain, and we'll loot this guy here from up here. Another Drowner's Brain. Some different items, and there's also over here you can get rid of the gas by burning it, and of course now all of the things are emptied out, but it looks like there is no loot on these guys, so that would have been nice to acquire. And if you haven't seen any Drowner, they're kind of very ugly looking creatures and not exactly appealing in any sense. And of course here is a beehive, which is highlighted. Now, if you go up to it, burn it. Try that. That does. Oh, that works. And we can loot it for honeycomb. Also, we just destroyed this bee's home. Now we're back into the senses mode, where we can check the area, and now we loot, try to find the items that our friend is looking for, and this is probably the general area of it. Okay, so we can
Carts riddled with arrows. Interesting. I should take a look around.
After you've looted, you can basically walk away from there. And so now you're looking around, and you
Square in the neck. Good shot. Either the merchant's got serious memory problems, or he's lying.
Okay, so we already examined this guy.
An arrow. Didn't mention this.
So perhaps this merchant is lying. And here, run around, back off the swamp, because of course, gas. But eventually you just get rid of the gas. So that's out of our area of searching. Come back into our area of search and just find the little box in our image. So we are looking with our witch's senses for this little box. What does this do? I think this causes an explosion. So, here we are.
Must be that box he mentioned.
So just
splattered
a
with
few
blood. Human blood.
The incident, the dead horse. We find the merchant's box. And now we can sprint back over to him. And hey Rooch, how's it going?
Oh, and you find the box?
Yeah, found your priceless chest. And someone who looks an awful lot like a cart driver with an arrow through his neck. No dryads in these swamps, and never known a drowner or a water hag to use a bow. So lacking any other suspects, I'm guessing.
Watch out! Behind you!
There's nothing behind me. I'm a witcher, I'd have heard it. Just like I can hear your heart, which is pounding. Like a liar's. Best hope you're a better rider than you are a liar.
Oh boy. So, now, the quest is updated. You chase down the merchant, knock the merchant off his horse. So, here the merchant has decided to flee. Let's call... So the wolves have left. Now we call... Okay. So, in the meantime, let's just run. Because apparently our horse is not very happy. And chase him down.
Freak.
And now he's better. So we can go ahead and mount Roach.
Giddy up.
Trouble.
So it seems like to me some turns are so abrupt that it's difficult for Roach to follow. This is okay because this rides right next to...
Let's go.
Wow, really?
Go.
I actually got off on the wrong one. There we go. Nope.
Giddy up.
I think I might have just lost that mission. I believe so. But
who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Oh, now we can go into our inventory. We've got a few items from this. Here are your currently equipped items. Cool. And there's where your travel bag is at, and this is your inventory tab. First, let us get out of here. Jeez, a lot to say. So, what I'm going to do very quickly is go ahead and hit the options button and turn off the tutorials, which I'm thinking is either in tutorials option or under on-screen tutorials. Let's turn that off. That'll make that a little bit easier. And that basically sums up the first chapter. I think I missed the guy who is full of lies, the merchant or whatever that guy's name was. Something I was trying to do is to see if the item is still in my inventory, which it doesn't look like that it is. But let's go through and see. Yeah, that didn't work out. So he's gotten away with his arrows, and I don't have that little box. So apparently you have to chase him or
Not so fast, Roach.
But here we've gotten back to the mainline quest, the main quest line, and
run, Roach.
I'll just jump off here. Let's dismount Roach. Which sometimes it can be laggy. I'll hold circle while on him, and it does lag a little bit. But overall, it's still pretty well put together. I mean, that's not laggy at all. The horse does have some lag sometimes, as we've seen. There are a few glitches, like the horse not being able to travel over a stone bridge, which makes absolutely no sense, and then just walking around it after I've called him through and walked through myself, as well as like getting on and off the horse can be a little laggy. It's not terribly bad. Sometimes he doesn't come when commanded, especially if his spear's up or you're still in the midst of danger. And now he'll come up, and it's weird because he'll just appear out of like the right side of the screen rather than where you previously left him, which I guess convenience wise comes in handy. It's a little strange though. My question is, what is Roach? Is he really a horse, or is he some kind of creature? And here we are at one of the missions for the main quest. And I'm going to save here and call that the end to part 1, which was quite interesting. I would say, as far as the game goes, it was fairly slow to start. Not a lot going on there. You're searching for your friend. It can be a little dry, but they do try to keep it pretty action-packed. Some of the action is a little dry, but the cutscenes are what really makes it pretty awesome. I would say that just the overall look and feel of the game is really done well. And I'm just going to hit save here. So there, I've saved my game. And really just getting a feel for the game. I like some of the concepts and the idea of the Witcher and what a Witcher does and how they have a code of honor or ethics that they live by. It's kind of like this bittersweet thing going on where they like to hire Witchers because of their usefulness and their ability to, you know, be war machines and great for getting dirty jobs done is what it seems like. That's where you call the Witcher in when it's the job that you don't want to do. But at the same time, they're very much disliked and kind of treated poorly from town to town. As far as the Witcher, the main character, he's got a pretty cool setup going on where he's got 2 swords. His design and overall outfit is really nice. I think that the controls are a little loose, but once you get used to them, it's kind of better to have it a little more free. Probably something that can help is go to the controller settings and turn down the sensitivity, which isn't really high if you can tell. But it seems rather sensitive in general. You can turn off vibration, that way you're, you know, getting less of a distraction during the gameplay, which is something that I would think would come in handy while you're playing, especially because he is so loose with the movements. And for instance, when he walks up 2 ladders, he doesn't immediately just go down the ladder. He kind of you have to actually activate X, and if you're running, it can be difficult to press X simultaneously and toggle him to go down the stairs safely, which can be dangerous for your character in the long run because you can end up just walking off of some really high clearing and falling to your death. But, I mean, he revives fairly quickly, not an issue. You don't lose any of your items when you die. But it could just end up being a pain in the neck. As far as toggling speech with others, that's very smooth. The movie cutscenes and the cinematics in the game are really done well. I like the music in the background. It has like a very old school feel to it. Kind of this slow living kind of feel to it, which is really nice. Some things that I think are kind of funny is that like most of the people in these poor villages are called peasants and not really labeled by what they actually do or what their name is, which is kind of funny and kind of gives you the idea of this hierarchy setting. And so far, nothing really too crazy going on. Looks like you're running around accepting missions. It's up to you on what you want to do as far as mission selection, which is kind of nice. And at the same time, which I'm not throwing any shade at that, I like that about the game. I do wish I understood a little bit better how to follow the main lines and also where I could go in the game to like kind of mess around and just horse around. I'm sure once I get further into the different options, like on the once you hit your little I forget what this particular area is called, but your little touchpad there, you can go in and there are options to do alchemy and things you can make, which you're going to learn about right now. Or so which one is this? That's Hunter. Okay, no, in the next one, if you go to the herbalist, which I don't believe this is the herbalist spot, this is the hunter spot based off of the animal skin here. So when you go to the herbalist, she is going to show you how to she'll direct you on where to go to get your buckthorn, and then the game offers the option for you to make the buckthorn concoction that you're trying to make that's going to attract the griffin that you're hunting down for the Nif Guardian. But like I said, the game is pretty nice. I would say that the bushes are still very gameish and silly looking, but they are very detailed. And there are some issues, like for instance, bushes will just disappear. It can be difficult to mount and dismount your horse. Like now I've pressed the button about 4 or 5 on the 5th trial. It's been pretty, 5 times of pressing the same button to toggle. So I'm guessing that you have to be a little bit more careful when trying to mount and actually facing the correct direction, not running. I do like that when you're using your horse, he says little things like giddy up or come on or good job. He's basically just chatting with the horse, makes you actually feel like he has a relationship with the horse. And that's kind of nice. That can get into some role playing there very well. I do like the daylight settings. If you notice, like when you walk past this tree here, it actually shades out some of the sun, which I think is really cool and a nice detail to add into the game. Very well done game. Few things that could improve, but the overall gameplay has been really cool so far. I'm just wanting the story to pick up at this point, and I believe this is when the story is going to start picking up. So part 1, pretty cool. You can go in here and change some of the control settings to fit more your style of play, whether you or not you like, inverted camera axes or the sensitivity on the cameras. The sensitivity on the camera, the sensitivity of your aiming it as you look around, because the sensitivity does make a big difference. Like mine is at 1, and you can see how quickly it's rotating around. And for someone who's less experienced with these game controls, this can be a little too slippery. You probably would want to slow that down a little bit more, because it can be difficult to manage your character if you don't. Other than that, I think it's a great game so far, and come back and check out part 2 where we continue the Beast of White Orchard. As always, thanks for chiming in, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.